Could Harmony's native token called One hypothetically have such a legendary rally during this bull run and let's say go to the price of $1? I think potentially, yes. And even though that's not financial advice nor a guarantee, here's the thing. We have to take a look at just how amazing Harmony is. At its core, it's one of the best open blockchain networks out there. It's lightning fast, it's highly decentralized, and it's highly scalable. I mean, this is very fantastic. But not to mention, if you take a look at Harmony, it's even been stated that its mainnet can run Ethereum applications while at the same time maintaining lower fees and having faster transaction speeds. So yeah, that's very fantastic because as you all know, Ethereum, sky-high gas fees. It's arguably not even scalable. So that's kind of caca. So again, Harmony being able to do this right here, I think is a big thumbs up for me. Not to mention as well, we take a look at, it's also been stated that Harmony, its platform also offers cross-chain bridges which allows users to transfer crypto assets across multiple blockchains such as the BNB Smart Chain, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and much more. So yeah, that's very amazing. But of course, it doesn't end there because people like to say that, oh yeah, Harmonies all show all this type of stuff, fundamentals or caca. Well, I disagree. Think about it, right? Harmony utilizes something called sharding technology. And I'm not talking about sharding with the T. I'm not talking about the caca and the underwear, the doo-doo in the pants. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about sharding with a D. But even besides that point, through sharding, the network is split into multiple sections known as shards, and workload on the network is distributed amongst these different shards, and as a result of that, Harmony does become very scalable. So yeah, that's very amazing. And of course, running Ethereum applications, something needs to be scalable because Ethereum by nature arguably isn't scalable. So again, I think you get the correlation there. And having the Ethereum ETF, I think is going to be very beneficial for Harmony because, of course, as Ethereum gains more attention, as the ecosystem grows, I think it's only fair to assume that Harmony does go along with the ride as well. But yeah, even besides that point, we also have to take a look at something that Harmony uses, and that's a consensus mechanism called EPOS, which actually stands for Effective Proof of Stake. Now, this right here is actually very similar to the POS model, which is, of course, as we all know, the proof of stake model. Now, the difference between the two, I should say, is that when it comes to EPOS, it actually penalizes validators who stake too much on a single node. If you take a look at the POS model, quite essentially, it rewards validators for staking more tokens, by nature, right? Now, you may be thinking, okay, why would they penalize something like that? While on the other hand, the POS model doesn't penalize that, quite essentially, right? And the reason for this is to encourage decentralization. I mean, you got to think about this, right? It's only fair to assume that the more decentralized something is, the less, likely it is to get breached, to get hacked, whatever the case may be. It's just a lot more difficult to get attacked, if that makes sense. So that's very fantastic. I mean, just think about this, right? If, let's say, someone is hiding their treasure in like 10 different locations as opposed to just one location, guess what happens? If someone finds that one location, that could very well be game over. You know what I mean? It needs to be kind of spread out. Things need to be a little bit decentralized as opposed to centralized. At least that's just the way to take a look at it. But yeah, besides that point, when you take a look at Harmony as well, clearly, I think it's one of the best projects out there, at least in my opinion. Now, keep in mind, we've all heard about the saying, a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? We've all heard of that. And when it comes to Harmony's native token called One, the name is One. I mean, come on, right? It's only fitting that if it were to go to the price of $1, it would make sense. Now, this is a make-believe scenario. I'm just saying this for fun, but still, $1, one. I mean, caralho, porra. This could very well be, again, a self-fulfilling prophecy, but even besides that point, Harmony's native token called One going to the price of $1, market cap would only be around $14 billion. And keep in mind, that's around a 66x from here. Now, let's first talk about the $14 billion aspect. We've seen Shiba Inu reach around 40. We've seen Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. We've seen BNB reach over 100 billion. I mean, come on, man. This isn't too much to ask for, in my opinion, especially during a fully fledged bull run. Now, if let's say we move beyond that aspect, sometimes people like to say, oh, wow, only a 66x? That's bad. They say if it's not like a 1000x minimum, not a 500x minimum, that means something is trash. But I just disagree with that because I am not in the world of cryptocurrencies to look for a 1000x. That's just not my style. Anything over a 10x for me is already great. So if I see something hypothetically, let's say in a make-believe scenario, being able to potentially do over a 60x, oh man, that's already a good bonus for me. You know what I mean? So only time will tell. I understand that, but still, when it comes to Harmony, it doesn't really need to reach these great heights for its native token called One to be considered a major success. Because imagine, right, Bitcoin as of right now, it's showcasing all signs that it's very well going to exceed far beyond the price of $100,000, at least in my opinion, given the current trajectory. Now, am I saying that there's going to be no pullbacks along the way? There might be. We just never know. However, I still think that the general direction is going to be upwards, let's say around 6 months, a year from right now, which is why I'm still staying patient, because once Bitcoin reaches greater levels, once the sentiment becomes a lot better, once some people start taking profits from Bitcoin, they start flowing that into altcoins, right? Once this all happens, I think the altcoin season could be so fantastic. And even beyond that, we haven't seen that 2021 moment yet when we see things just absolutely popping off in such a crazy way. We haven't seen that. We're seeing big projects pop off like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. And also we see some other like projects like meme coins, AI projects. We see some of them do good, but we haven't seen that 2021 moment yet where everything felt like it was euphoric. We haven't seen that yet. So I think the bull run is far from over. So again, when it comes to people saying, oh, Harmony's native token called One, it doesn't have any time left. No, I disagree. I still think there's a ways to go. And even historically speaking, altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they usually peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the Bitcoin halving event happened back in April. So 18 months is actually around October of next year. There's still some time there. Now, is it, years down the line? No. But again, there's still some time there. And I'm going to be dollar cost averaging in the meantime. Anytime on income, acquiring one, holding and just waiting. That's it. I've been doing that ever since early 2023. Could you believe that? We're so close to 2025. So I've been staying dedicated throughout this whole time. And I'm going to be waiting anyways. You know what I mean? Either I'm believing in Harmony's native token called One or not, I'm still going to be waiting. So, the way I take a look at it is that I might as well just believe in One. Now, granted, is One like some microcap that could do 1000x? No. But again, I'm not looking for that, because if I look for a microcap that could very well do 1000x, the risk is very high. I don't want to dabble with that, even though it maybe could do well. Again, you just never really know. But then at the same time, Harmony isn't this like dinosaur that doesn't really have a lot of room to grow. Like for instance, what is more likely to, let's say, even do over a 20x from as of right now during this bull run? One, Bitcoin, Solana, BNB, or Ethereum. Hands down, it's going to be One, because market cap is naturally a lot lower. But then the amazing thing about it is that the market cap isn't too low where it feels dangerous, but it's not too massive. You know what I mean? So that's what I really like about it. It's kind of like this good, balance in between. And I really love that. So again, all I got to do is just stay patient, because One at the price of $1, really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, especially when we consider how, according to Crypto.com research, there's currently over 500 million crypto owners. I mean, could you imagine that? That's more than ever before in history. That's kind of insane. Back in the peak of the 2021 bull run, there was roughly only around 300 million crypto owners. And yet still, at that time, things looked that impressive. So imagine this time around, it could look even more insane. But again, it's just a waiting game. I get it. It's a little bit boring. It's kind of like watching paint dry to some people. But hey, for me, it is what it is. It's part of the game. I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to continue to accumulate One, because again, at the price of $1, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, especially when I consider the amazing fundamentals of Harmony, and also when I consider just how amazing this bull run could be. And make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Mali the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.